All praises to Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on how, as Israelites, we're very lucky because we're going through the process right now, right, of being given a kingdom. And although we all know that Esau ain't worth a damn, right, these Idumeans ain't worth a damn, but they, considering how low level they are, was given quite a good kingdom, right? They was given, like, as far as how Edomites actually are, they was given a kingdom that gets to show their whole spirit and their whole way. It was given more than enough time to live on this earth, right? Way more than they deserve, right? They was given a kingdom. They was given a, as according to how they view life anyway, they was given a beautiful kingdom. Now, let me just go to a scripture to prove why I'm saying this, right? Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency. All right, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency. Now, those Chaldees, in this context, he's talking about the top of the top, intelligence-wise and wisdom-wise, among Edomites, right? The top of the top brains of Esau all had their part in making America be what it is right now, right? People from all different countries, all these different Edomite-controlled countries, use their brain power in some way, shape, or form to make America be as so-called great as it is right now. And as it stands right now, America is the most glorious place on this earth according to where people decide that they want to go and live. Right? It just is the truth. It's got the most glory. It's like the golden cup. America is the place with the golden cup right now. Right? But Esau was given that. This is the point I'm trying to make anyway. Let me just read the last bit. Shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So despite this kingdom that Esau has been so reverenced in the world, he's going to lose it, right? And not only is he going to lose the kingdom, he's going to lose himself, right? They're going to lose themselves. They're going to go from being in a position where they can tell the top nation on the earth what to do to being in a situation where they don't even get to decide when they do or don't go to the toilet, right? They're going to be brought so low. It's going to be unbelievable. Here's the beautiful thing when it comes to us as Israelites, right? We're going through the process right now of being given our own kingdom, right? But guess what? We don't ever have to, we're not going to ever have to worry about losing that kingdom, right? Because having a beautiful kingdom is amazing. But then having the fear of losing that kingdom is the reason why Esau always makes sure that he spends money on military. Because as far as he views it, is strength's the way of the world. And ultimately, to a certain degree, he's not technically wrong, because when Yahawah comes down to the earth, Yahawah is using strength. Yet that is not the weapon that we're going to have used to overcome Esau. We're going to have used the word of the Lord, which the word of the Lord was made flesh, right? Just like how Esau's got his own AI now and all that, and he can put words in there and it might turn into a video. Right? Well, Yahawah's got more power than that. Yahawah put his words and what he thinks the right thing to do is, and actually turned it into something that's alive and can walk and move around. And that thing was so great that it was able to make everything else. You understand? Like, do you know how insane that is? You make all you ever had to do. You're so powerful as a being that all you ever had to do is make one thing one time, and everything else was made after that. You know how powerful that is? We can't do that. We can't say, you know what, I'm going to make, I want to build a whole house, but all I'm going to do is build the first front step, and then the front step's going to build the rest of the house and everything, the doors, put the electrics in, the plumbing, build the roofing, the carpentry and all these. We can't do that. Luke chapter 1, but Yahawah can do it. Luke chapter 1 and verse 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he have visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. That horn of salvation is Yahawah, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. We're going through the process of this happening right now, of us being saved from all of our enemies. This is what we're going through right now, right? To perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. Now, I can't prove this, but something in my spirit tells me that when brothers out there pray, that they're asking Yahawah to remember the covenant that he made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Verse 70, and the reason why I'm saying this is because it's in the scriptures for starters. Verse 73, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. Now, that alone itself would be beautiful, right? If a nation was just able to, all the days of their life, let's say that Yahawah decided, you know what, the Israelites, you're not going to be immortal, but you're all going to have 120 years of life, but you're not going to have to worry about one thing in that 120 years. And you're going to, once you get to a certain age, you're going to remain in your strength, and you're never going to fall away from that level of strength, from that level of health, from that point on. And let's say that that age was 20, once you get to 20 years old, you're just going to stay in that same health. So you're going to have 100 years of health. Let's say that that was what Yahawah was going to do for us as a nation. That would be beautiful. If Yahawah was going to say every single Israelite's going to just always live to 120 years from this point on, once I put them under the new covenant, and they're going to keep all the laws, and they're just going to stay alive for 120 years, don't you know that that would be amazing? Just that would be amazing. And yet Yahawah's going to do way more than that. He's going to give us, right? He's going to give us immortality. He's going to give us continuous days of peace and pleasure, man. It's never going to end. It's not going to have no end to it whatsoever. It's going to always just be completely blessed for an Israelite forever, man. We're going to be immortal, right? The kingdom of heaven doesn't ever have an end to it. We're not going to have to keep buying and loading up on putting more and more into a military budget because we're scared of losing our kingdom, like what the Edomites have to do. The Edomite nation always makes sure that they've got a penny or two available for war, right? They'll spend all their money on it for war, but when it comes to anything to do with peace, they ain't got it available because they're not the people of peace, right? Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever. So Yahawah is going to do a great thing for our nation, man. When you really actually sit and think about it, you're like, man, just if we would have lived to even, let's say we would have just lived to 1,000 years. Let's say Yahawah would have said every single Israelite is going to get to live one day with me according to my time frame, which one day according to me is 1,000 years. That would be amazing. But he's doing more than that. Let's say he would have said, you know what, every single Israelite is going to get 2,000 years. That would have been amazing. Shit, it would have been amazing if he said just every single Israelite is going to just get 500 years of continual happiness. That would be amazing. Right? Just that alone would be amazing, man. That would be worth fighting for the kingdom for. But he's going to do it immortal, never-ending happiness, alive. Not in no imaginary fake heaven where you're floating around in the sky somewhere. No, on this same earth, all the things that you enjoy right now or might enjoy or think I could enjoy on this earth, you're going to be able to enjoy them things forever in the kingdom of heaven if you are an Israelite. So why would you take the MOTB if you can consider these things? If you believe what I just said right there and then, why would you ever take the MOTB? Like, what would be the purpose? Right? And on that right there, I'm going to say Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.